Okay, in this video, we're gonna review solving systems algebraically. So I'll start with some problems using substitution. The steps for substitution, so maybe we can kind of look at a problem and then we'll go through those steps as we do the problem. So if you want to write this down as well and then follow along with me, that would be a great idea. So let's look here. 4x plus 2y equals 10x minus y equals 13. So, okay. So basically, the first step you want to do always is to solve an equation for one of the variables x or y. So when you do that, when you'll know you're done when it looks like y equals some stuff, some expression, or x equals some expression. This is easiest, right? It's easy when you pick the variable with a coefficient of 1 or -1. That's usually the easiest ones to do. So in this example that I'm creating, x has a coefficient of 1 in the second equation. So that would be easiest to solve for. So if you look then at this whole equation, if I want to solve it for x, what would I need to do? Well, what I would need to do is add y to both sides, because that's the opposite of -y. So what I would get, that would cancel, and I would get x equals 13 plus y. And that would be step 1. Then we will substitute, sub that expression into the other equation and solve. So let's go ahead and do that. So basically, I now have an expression that is equal to x, 13 plus y. I will take that expression and plug it in for y. So what I will do is I will literally rewrite this first equation, but when I see a y, I'm going to plug this in parentheses. So 4x plus 2, I see a y, so I'm going to plug, or I'm sorry, what did I do? I messed up. This is what x equals, so my bad. If you're a little confused, you're plugging this in for x, because that's what x equals. So 4, and now I see an x, so I will plug this in, 13 plus y plus 2y equals 10. Now I have to use all the skills we hopefully know to solve a linear equation. So first thing I would do is distribute. 4 times 13 is going to give me 52, plus y is, so 4 times y is going to be 4y, plus everything else comes down. Combine like terms. So remember, like terms are terms that have the same variable and same exponent. So this will be, I'm just going to keep the same color. I'm changing colors too much. 4y plus 2y is 6y. Now I want to get my variables alone on one side, so I need to get rid of 52, which is positive. If I move it to the other side, it becomes negative. So 10 minus 52, that's going to be 6y equals 10 minus 52 is negative 42. Divide both sides by 6, and y will equal negative 7. Don't be afraid to grab a calculator when you need it. Remember, as you're going through these, pause the video if you need to, rewind, do all of those good things so that you're actually learning this stuff. Last step is to, once you solve, you're going to plug that value back in. You can choose either equation, so back in to either equation and solve. So plug this in for y, so x equals 13 plus negative 7. I'm plugging it into this because it looks the easiest. And x would equal 13 plus negative 7 is going to be 6. And then the last step, which is sort of optional, but you can always go back and check your answer in the original system to make sure that it works. So if you plug in 6 for x and negative 7 for y, you should get the right answer. So we'll do this quickly once. 4 times 6 plus 2 times negative 7. And I want to get 10. This is 24. This is negative 14. And that is equal to 10, so it worked out. X is 6 minus y, but y is negative, so it's going to be 6 plus 7, which is 13. It worked out. That's substitution. So if you want to, take a picture or write down these steps on the left, let's do one more problem together. I'm going to scroll down and okay, so in this one, we're going to get a problem looks like this. X plus 7y equals 0. And 2x plus 8y, nope, minus 8y. Make sure you write down the problem right. I'm getting these from the internet. I have not done them ahead of time. So, again, we can reference our steps, but we want to solve one equation for one of the variables. Ideally, the variable that has a coefficient of 1, which is x in the first equation. So let's solve that. I want to get positive 7y to the other side, so it just becomes negative. Negative 7y plus 0, but we don't need to write that. This one looks like it might be a little easier. So again, second step, take this expression, plug it in for x. So 2 times negative 7y minus 8y equals 22. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Y minus 8y equals 22. Negative 14, negative 8 is negative 22. So negative 22y equals positive 22. Divide by the number in front of your variable. Cancels. This 22 divided by negative 22 is negative 1. We take that, we plug it in to any of the original equation. This would probably be easiest. So x equals negative 7 times negative 1, which is positive 7. And that's substitution. I you know, I would challenge you guys to do maybe a problem. So I'll give you a problem to maybe work on, which is this. So let's say now we have 7x plus 2y equals negative 19, and then negative x plus 2y equals 21. Pause the video. Try to at least get this started. Okay. So I'm going to assume you paused the video and gave this problem a shot. You'll notice there's no coefficient of positive 1, but the next best thing is when we have a coefficient of negative 1. So we're going to take this second equation and solve for x. And we're going to do this by, what I would do if it were me is I would move x to the other side. So when you do that, it just becomes positive. So you get that. And then I move 21 to the other side. When you do that, it becomes negative. So x equals 2y minus 21. And we now have solved it for x. We can then take that and plug it in to the top equation. So 7x, I see an x, I'm going to write 2y minus 21 plus 2y equals negative 19. Now we would distribute. 7 gets distributed. 7 times 2 is 14. So 14y minus, don't be afraid to grab a calculator, but negative 21 times 7 is going to be negative 147 plus 2y equals negative 19. We can combine like terms. 14 and 2 is 16y minus 147 equals negative 19. Add 147 to both sides. 16y equals is this 128? Yes. 147 minus 19. Or is it 118? Oh, yeah. That's an 8. I was right. Okay, 128. Second guessing myself. And then divide both sides by 16. So y equals 128 divided by 16. I'm just going to grab a calculator because I'm feeling lazy. Oops. 128 divide 16 is 8. Probably could have done that. Y equals 8. Great. And then we can take this, plug it in. I would again choose this one. So x equals 2 times 8 minus 21. 16 minus 21, which is going to be negative 5. So x equals negative 5, y equals 8. And let's stop the video there. That is substitution. And I will see you guys in the next one. We'll probably do elimination.